Some breaking news just into our newsroom within the past hour. We're learning that the Charlotte FBI field office has officially opened an investigation into the death of a woman on vacation in Cabo, Mexico back in October. Now, Queen City News first brought you the story about Shanquella Robinson's mysterious death last week. As anchor Morgan Francis reports, police investigating the case are sharing what they've discovered so far.
Thursday, Mexican authorities told Queen City News Shanquella Robinson's friends lied to them about what happened to her prior to her untimely death on October 29th. An officer investigating the case says they interviewed two friends at the villa in Cabo who said Shanquella Robinson had alcohol poisoning. The same story her family says they told them.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. They couldn't get a pulse.
It wasn't until her autopsy came back that Mexican police discovered she had a severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is instability in the uppermost vertebrae. They also didn't see this video showing Robinson get violently assaulted until Wednesday. For that reason, their investigation is still open and they're looking into her death.
There's a huge financial incentive to keep Cabo open and to keep people feeling safe. So to the extent they can find, prosecute, incarcerate the people that did this, in my opinion, they're going to try to do it.
Kurt Kearns is an international attorney with experience litigating international crimes and investigations. Some of what he has to say might not be the most promising news.
It's a sovereign state. So that's the first misunderstanding a lot of people have, is that, hey, man, if I'm an American and I'm in trouble somewhere, boy, they'll come to my rescue. And the reality is not unless there's a really big interest internationally in coming to your rescue, because they will not upset international relations with a sovereign nation just to help out.
The police officer investigating the case tells Queen City News if they find evidence that leads to an arrest, they have authority to bring the group back to Mexico and, quote, they will have to answer to Mexican law. While the FBI and U.S. State Department say it's not their jurisdiction, it doesn't mean they can't investigate either.
Upon invitation, FBI can come in and assist. Upon, invitation, the State Department can get more and more involved, but it's only upon invitation, i.e., do they want us there?
That was Morgan Francis reporting. Police again are urging anyone with information to contact the local FBI office, and they will relay that information on to Mexican authorities.
Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to an update on Shanquella Robinson. Okay, I just played a news clip for you guys. It seems like the FBI here in America is definitely being a part of the case. That was announced on yesterday. The FBI is going to come in and help out with this case, but it seems as though things have gotten even more serious, which is a good thing in my opinion, because now we're learning that the Mexican authorities have upgraded this to a homicide. So I would think by invitation, according to what we just heard the guy say, they would need some assistance of the American government, right, in order to get these individuals that Shanquella went on this trip with back over into Mexico. Let me get into this article real quickly from the Rolling Stone. They're saying the death of Shanquella Robinson is now being treated as a potential homicide by Mexican authorities. A spokesperson from CaboVillas.com confirmed to Rolling Stone that Robinson's death was under investigation as an isolated criminal matter. All right. Now, according to the Daily Beast, the state attorney general's office for the Baja Sur said the investigation file on Robinson's death was originally opened as a femicide. OK, and a femicide is more so if her attack had anything to do with her being, a woman, black woman, whatnot. And if they were to do further investigation, it could likely change to a homicide, which is where we are now. They're saying it was originally opened as being a femicide, but if continued investigation determines Robinson's death wasn't motivated by her gender, it will be changed to standard homicide. Okay, this is where we at. That means that Mexico, y'all gotta do y'all due diligence, because y'all clearly did not do it when y'all went to go pick that young lady up. Okay, so now y'all gotta go back and do your due diligence. It's a tourist location. A ton of Americans travel down to Mexico often, and I'm sure you guys don't want this terrible I guess you could say aura Okay, you don't want this dark cloud over y'all. Okay, girl. So I would think that y'all want to get this issue resolved very quickly because it's an extreme outcry for this young lady. Not to mention it, I'm sure it's a lot of people upset about the other 3 individuals that passed away in Mexico in an Airbnb due to carbon monoxide, right? But unfortunately, or I don't want to say unfortunately, really. I feel like it's unfortunate for those family members of those individuals that passed away because they may be seeking some type of like understanding as to how this could possibly happen. But I'm saying unfortunately because it's like they're not getting, if there are concerns, which I'm sure there are, they aren't getting the full exposure as Miss Shanquella is. And I feel like, listen, this a big story because with Shanquella, because and you know, not to downplay anybody else's, but girl, the way they went about doing this young lady, the way they went about doing her and then moving on to come back to America and then lie to her parents, be around her parents, and just some full-on liars. Like, girl, this is like it got everybody in awe thinking about the audacity. Right. So it's bigger. But I'm saying all that to say it's a dark cloud right now over Mexico. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will still travel there, but they don't want that bad stain, girl, because look, that was a tourist location. That's an attraction. They make tons of money off of that. So I'm sure they're going to upgrade it to, like, as we've seen, they've updated it to a homicide. I'm sure they're going to need the help of the American government. Just like the man said, if invited, I'm sure they'll be invited. Y'all better invite because y'all did listen. Now, when Shanquella mama don't find them, if you don't do what you need to do, if they find them the proper attorney down in Mexico or whatever, and they turn around and they want to sue y'all, have them coins ready, okay, for improper investigation. Get it together, okay? So I'm sure they are going to be inviting so that they can make sure they handle everything properly. It will only make a ton of sense. But let's keep going. They're saying that state criminal investigation agents went to the scene where the initial investigation was carried out under the corresponding protocols. Okay. The office said in a Thursday statement to the Daily Beast, experts from the director of specialized services carried out the processing of the premises. Okay. In search of any indications that should be included within the investigation file. Okay. So the PGJE will maintain the leadership of the investigation in order to collect more evidence and achieve an accurate clarification with the facts without ruling out any hypotheses. So y'all better scrape and do what you need to do and hold on to all evidence, girl, because them kids had enough time to pack up all their stuff, pack up her stuff, get the hell out of Dodge. All right, ain't no telling. And then about put clothes on her. And I don't know when that happened. What I do recall, well, let me finish up one part of my thought. All right. So I'm saying this to say they had enough time to probably try clean up the scene. Ain't no telling. The way they cleaned up and packed up luggage and moved on about their business, ain't no telling how they cleaned up the scene. So make sure y'all scrape because people always leave some stuff behind. So make sure y'all look into that. But what I was thinking about was this young woman being naked. And I'm going to get into some interviews in just a second where it seems like she was actually found with the clothes on. But when the fight took place, we're seeing that she has no clothing on. Also, we're getting new details. There's more allegations that are coming out. All of this is alleged, but speculation is coming out about Winter Donovan. I believe that is her name, a young lady that was a part of this trip. And it is seeming as though they're trying to say that she was the one that administered the blow that resulted in the death of Miss Shanquella Robinson. But we don't know for sure. We'll wait till all of the details come out. I'm just letting you guys know what the people are out here speculating about this young woman. And it's just yeah, do your research. I just started to think about that. And when I say do your research, I'm talking about the Mexico people. Do y'all job, do your proper investigation. Because I have a ton of questions over here. I'm thinking to myself that needs some answers. Okay. So if they can clothe this young woman because she didn't have any clothes on, right? There was a video that was going around over there on Twitter. It was from Shanquella's only her close friends on Instagram. And she was looking for her friends. I guess that she was naked. She was like, where is everybody? Where is everybody? It don't take that long to get naked. I guess they were going to switch out of what they had on, get into their bathing suits or whatever, and just hop into the pool or something. something. That's the vibe that I was getting. Not sure. But she's walking around the house and she's looking for them, and then come to find out everybody's in one room. So then she goes into that room, and then one of the young ladies was talking about how she wasn't going to wear something or whatever. So my question is, did the fight happen after that? Did the fight happen later on that day and she was just suffering throughout the night? Is what I'm wondering, because a lot of people are believing that the sun was coming up, but I'm questioning whether or not the sun was actually going down. Right? I feel like, and I could be wrong, I just feel like sunset and dawn, they kind of, depending on the weather, if it's really bright, sunny, they kind of mimic each other a little bit. So you can't really tell whether the sun was going down or the sun was coming up. And the question is, what time did these individuals arrive at the villa on that Friday? Because this indeed could have happened earlier on that Sunday, but we already saw, girl, it's a lot to piece together. We don't have all of the parts, but I'm just thinking, like, I know she was naked in that particular video. She didn't show herself, right? She didn't show herself. She walked past the mirror real quick in this particular video. So she didn't show herself, but it did appear that she did not have, clothing on. So I'm just wondering, when did this altercation happen? I can't wait till we get more details and find out some things. I do think a lot of stuff is not going to come out because they're going to need to keep some things very, very close to the vest until they actually have a sit down and talk to everybody. And even once they talk to everybody, we may not know it, especially if they want to move forward, arrest these people, put charges on them, and likely result in a trial. I feel like some stuff they're going to keep very close to the vest, but hopefully we can gain more and more of an understanding of what took place and what happened to Shanquella to, cause such a situation. Let's see what else they're saying over here. Robinson's mother, Salamandra, has maintained that reports from Robinson's friends on the Cabo trip were inconsistent with an autopsy. Remember, they were lying to her mom. They were saying, oh, it's alcohol poisoning. This young man, Khalil, alleged supposed to be her best friend, came around the mama lying, even brought the fake girls that was on the trip around the mama to continue to lie. Baby, I cannot wait till they get a hold of you, honey. You in particular, you specifically, you supposed to be her best friend. And not only are you watching her get beat up, you actually tell her to fight. Yikes. And then you come back, get a mama the luggage. And it's just so much stuff that's going on. And I may, mention this again later on in the video. But I'm just confused because I keep thinking about the time frames as to when the fight supposedly happened to when she actually passed away, to the time that he called the mama and saying, she laying down, she not feeling good, she got alcohol poisoning. I feel like that girl probably was already passed away the whole time he was on the phone mimicking with the mama. Right? Because I think something, because see, what's also interesting is the mom said something where I think she had learned that her daughter had arrived that night. And I believe that she called later on that night or something like that. I think she talked to her daughter and she was supposed to hear from her the next day or something. I feel like something could have happened. I think this could have happened at night, y'all. I really feel like this could have happened in the evening time. I just need to know when they arrive. For me, I'm feeling like it could have happened in the evening time when the mama called the next day trying to talk to her daughter. Oh, she not feeling good. She got alcohol, oh this, oh that, oh woo. And then next thing you know, by 3 o'clock or so, everybody gone. Like, it's just, for me, I don't know if this happened first thing in the morning. I feel like it could have happened that Friday evening. But y'all let me know what your thoughts are, all right? What else? Yeah, her mama got learned about the autopsy reports and realized they was lying to her. Okay, y'all telling this lady is alcohol poisoning the whole time. We got the record showing that she has a broken neck and a cracked spinal cord. Like, are you crazy? Are you out your mind? Her mom actually got a chance to do an interview. And she did the interview, I do believe, earlier today, where she kind of went in more detail about some things. I'm going to go ahead and play that interview for you guys to get into.
Well, on a trip to Mexico, Shanquella Robinson's parents say that she visited Cabo San Lucas last month with friends. And those friends claim that she suffered from alcohol poisoning before she died. But disturbing new information has emerged, causing her family to question what they were told. Salamandra Robinson is Shanquella's mother, and she's joining us now. And I got to tell you, I am appreciative that you are joining us now because I can only imagine the pain and the anger that you are feeling right now, and I know you want answers. We mentioned that you were initially told that your daughter had alcohol poisoning. So can you talk a little bit more about when you first found out that your daughter had been hurt, had died, what you were told, and what made you question what you were told?
Well, I received a call on Saturday saying that my daughter was sick and that she had alcohol poison, but her doctor had never arrived, so I don't know where they had got the alcohol poison from. So at that time, they said a doctor was on the way to examine her, and she wasn't responding as they told me. Said she was resting a little bit, but she wasn't all the way responding as normal. So I told them to keep me informed, and I wanted to know why they couldn't take her to the emergency room. They said because they needed $5,000 cash to be seen in the emergency room. And I said, well, she has insurance. And they said they didn't take insurance by being out the country. It was a little different. So at that time, I told them just keep me informed, and they did call back, but they still saying it was alcohol poison. So by later on that evening, they called and said that Shanquella had passed. And at that point, you know, it just took my heart, crumbled up, you know, just knowing my child was gone, and I couldn't get there to her, could not do anything. And they said the medics came, 3 medics came, and no one couldn't do anything, couldn't save her. But I believe Shanquella was already passed, had already passed. But later on that next day, I got a call saying that they was over there fighting Shanquella, saying they don't know why they put it on alcohol poison, say Shanquella, they was jumping on her.
Who called you?
And these were the friends that she was with.
So the friends that she was with said it's not alcohol. They initially said it was alcohol poisoning, and then they said, no, it's not. There was a fight.
There was a fight. This was a phone call that I received that it was a fight. So the video had to be out before they actually come back to Charlotte.
So there's a video on, for people that don't know, there's a video that surfaced on social media that's very disturbing. You've seen this video, I know. Did you get a call from the police at any point about what they found?
Oh, I never received a call from the police saying what they found.
Or an autopsy, anything like that?
Later on that week, that Thursday, we received a call. That was the autopsy saying that her death had nothing to do with alcohol. Say she had a cracked spinal, and say her neck had been broken. So that automatic let me know that she were jumped.
So did you, at that point, have you spoken with the friends that were with her since then?
I spoke to the friends, like they had, when she actually passed, it was on a Saturday evening, night when they called. But I talked to them, I think they'll ride back home maybe Sunday or Monday. And I talked to them like on Tuesday and Wednesday. I talked to them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And they kept on saying there was never a fight. There was never a fight. So I didn't believe any stories. So after we received the autopsy on Thursday evening, and the autopsy told us what had actually happened to her. And so that took it to a whole nother level because, they're saying that it was alcohol, and alcohol was not the cause of her death.
Yeah.
You know, they jumped on her over there. And if you see the video actually shows that she was not fighting nobody back. She didn't even have a chance. All of them sitting there looking, no one sat, tried to stop it. She had nobody over there to help her,
So this
is there was nothing she could do.
This is a video that's circulating on social media. Just to clarify, when you saw that video, did you think that was your daughter?
Yes, that was my daughter.
Okay. Did the friends talk about the video? Did they acknowledge the video in any way?
No, never. They never acknowledged the video.
As far as you know, obviously, because this has happened in Mexico, which complicates everything, the Department of State has issued a statement saying that they're aware of the reports. What do you know from the Mexican authorities and even the Department of State about where things stand then? You mentioned the autopsy report. What have you learned?
Well, I have learned now that they are looking at it as murder.
Mm.
And I was glad to hear that.
This, you know, so often it is mothers that really sort of push and push and push. And I know this is hard. Your daughter, I want you to tell us more about her. She is obviously not just a headline in a story. Tell us about your daughter.
Well, Shanquella was sweet, very kind. She had a heart of gold. She loved everybody. She didn't mistreat nobody. Never, no one could possibly ever say anything bad about her because she was a good person.
Was she close friends with the people that she went on this trip with?
Well, all I know that she went to college with them. That one of the guys supposed to have been her best friend. And he had went on family trips with us, you know, and he'd been to the family house. We all been on trips together, you know, just good time. And I never thought that he could be that low to do my child like that.
Have you heard from him since all of this happened?
Yeah, he came to the house 4 days in a row until he found out we knew what the autopsy said.
Mm. And you haven't seen him since?
Haven't seen him since.
And Salamandra, have they given you any sense of a timeline? As far as I know, you said that they're investigating this now as a murder, but have they given you any sense of a timeline as to when you may hear more from them?
No, they just said they're still working on it.
Well, we want to acknowledge, we mentioned that you've seen the video. The reason we've chosen not to show it is it is disturbing. We can't verify the authenticity of it at this point. As you mentioned, you saw it, you believe that's your daughter. But we appreciate you sharing your story and what you believe happened. And as Anne-Marie said, it is moms who often do fight for their children that never give up.
We hope you get the answers that you're seeking.
Yes, I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll stay in touch. Salamandra Robinson.
All right, so y'all just saw that interview that her mom had with CBS News. Really, really sad. Really, really sad, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm with the mom when the mom said she believed her daughter was already passed. Like, yeah, I feel like that too. Like the moment they made that call, or at least when the mama called, like I feel like that girl was already gone. And maybe not. Maybe she was slowly slipping away. You know, when they were trying to, you know, check on her, make sure she was good. They didn't know how to react. I don't know. Some part of me, I don't know. I kind of feel like that mama did. Like I feel like the girl was already gone before. When they was over there on the phone talking about, oh, she resting. Oh, this is going on. Oh, this is happening. Oh, hold on. The ambulance is coming into the room. Oh, this and that. It makes me feel like he probably was pausing the phone to get his lie straight or whatever it was he was trying to do. But I'm definitely with that mom on that. When they talked about the alcohol poisoning, like you ain't have no confirmation. So, and the mama girl, she's smart. Miss Girl said, wait a minute, how y'all just gonna say she had alcohol poisoning and ain't no doctor even come and see her? How y'all know that that's just exactly what it is? How do you know? Okay, don't tell me y'all done sat up there and Googled it or something like, girl, how do you know? As if y'all fighting didn't do anything. I'm sure when y'all cracked her spine and broke whatever else, they broke her neck and cracked her spine, I'm sure that was enough indicator for y'all to know, like, oh my God, something wrong. We done messed up now. Oh dang, we didn't took it too far. Dang. You know, so for y'all to come up with that alcohol poison, like just pure BS. For the lady to ask her, like, are you sure that was your daughter in the clip? Ma'am, don't nobody play like that. Okay, girl, don't ask that lady that. But I also feel like the news anchor was asking her questions as what an attorney would ask. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of, that's what I mentioned on my previous video. If anybody were to try to ask those questions like an attorney and be like, are you sure this young lady in the fight video was indeed your daughter? We clearly hear the person saying, at least fight back Shanquella. And we also hear Shanquella responding back saying no. Okay, so he said her name. All right, and she responded. So therefore, that's the confirmation right there, baby. Oh, child, this right here is just such a tragic, just a tragic story. Her dad did an interview and it was really, really sad. Like I was like, dang, I was girl, I ain't gonna lie, I was holding back my tears. I really felt bad for the dad. He did an interview with the NC Beat, and I'm gonna play that for you guys too, so you can hear some of the things that the dad said. The interview was about an hour long, but I just chopped it up to the things that I felt was the most important. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that so that y'all can Get into that.
7 or 8 p.m. and the phone. Well, at first, you know, I was sitting at home on a Saturday, which was the 29th. It was like 7 or 8 p.m. and the phone rung. I'm sitting there looking at TV. So my mom said, I said, well, mom's calling. So I picked the phone up and it wasn't sounding right. So she said, Shanquella gone. So, you know, I'm saying gone, you know, gone where, you know, and she said, she dead. I said, dead how? And she said, alcohol poison. So when she said alcohol, I said, how's she got alcohol poison? Where's she at? So she said, Mexico, Cabo. So, you know, the phone just, you know, my phone dropped and I just started crying. And then, you know, I'm trying to figure out who she was over there with, you know, and said she was over there with some friends that she went to school with, went to Salem with. So I said, you know of them? You know them? You know, she said, I know of them. I just know she went to school with them. So, you know, from there, you know, my whole night was just trauma, man. I just cried all that night. Just cried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not knowing, you know, how, you know, over in Mexico, where she at or what, you know.
Now,
right now,
go ahead, Dad.
It's just hard. It's just the point that alcohol poisoning. It didn't sound right, you know. Right. I said, how you got over there, you know, for the flu over there, you know, I'm trying to, when she leave? So she said she left Friday, you know, got there 8 o'clock. She said she talked to her on the phone and they was sitting there drinking, you know, eating tacos and salads. The chef came in. And from there, she said, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So from that point, that was Friday. So Saturday, you know, so she telling me the whole story now. So from that point then, that's when she found her dead at 3 o'clock, say her friend Khalid was on the phone talking to her, saying she was, you know, sick, throwing up, she wasn't feeling well. She took a shower, laid back down, and they called the Airbnb house. They supposed to send a medic out, doctor out to the house, and they had to pay $150 for the doctor to come. So when the doctor came, they had to look at her, try to put an IV in her arm, and, you know, said the IV popped out and she went into a seizure. You know, that's what Khalid telling, you know, her mom's all this right here now. So,
right.
I'm trying to figure out, you know, I'm listening to the conversation. So I'm trying to figure out, well, you know, why Khalid, you know, didn't give you the phone or let you hear the doctor. Then right. One of them in the house, she was told, one of them told her she need to wire $5,000 over there so they can take her to the hospital or so she be able to get in the hospital. I say, $5,000 for what? I mean, she got insurance. She always had insurance. Right. So from that point, that's it. So then all of a sudden, Monday came. Okay, now we getting together trying to figure out where she at. So she on the embassy, calling the embassy. They giving her to run around. I don't know too much about Mexico, none of that. So me and my brother was over my mom's house. So as I'm standing here talking to y'all right now, I'm just hurting all inside. So my mind is really on my, you know, my daughter, but I'm sitting here telling what I know, what was told to me. So what I had to do, in which I know it wasn't but God that led me to her. So me and my brother got on that phone and started Googling all the funeral homes that was over in Mexico, Cabo. So we came up with funeral home Riviera funeral home over there. And first we called, a guy answered the phone. He didn't speak English. So we called back again, and another young lady answered the phone, and her name was Elizabeth. And from that point on, she said, I asked her, you have Shanquella Robinson over there? She said, yes, sir. Miss Robinson, I'm sorry for your loss. And so from that point on, she said, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to stick with you until I get your daughter back to the States. So That lady was like an angel. So a lot of paperwork had to be done. Her mom sent the paperwork was already in the system. So I called her back. She said, "Yeah, I got the paperwork. I need a release form so I can release the body, release her body to you." And so we did that. And the bill came up and everything. So I wired the money over there, after I wired the money, they got the body. So did the paperwork, and it'll take a while for that paperwork to get done because they had to transfer everything over into English.
Yeah.
So she got back here last Thursday, around about 5 o'clock. So I'm sitting there in the funeral home. As soon as that door opened and that box came in there with her in it, man, just cried like a baby.
Yeah.
Didn't even want to leave out the funeral home. My brother had to pull me out of there. I'm sitting here, looking at her, seeing, a knot on her head, her eye swole, she got a cut lip, and just that's no alcohol wasn't gonna do all that. So I said something not adding up right here. And so y'all gonna come back here to the States and bring her luggage back, sit right there in her mom's, in her sister's face, ate, told y'all story, how it happened, alcohol poisoning and all that. And then, 2 or 3 days later, when that report came back, the lady told me, "No, Mr. Brown, your daughter didn't die of no alcohol poisoning. She died, it was trauma to her neck and her spinal cord. It was broke." So that's when I just had it. I said, no, I said, "Baby girl, your daddy is not gonna let you die in vain. I will get justice for you."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get justice for you. So, going forward, I didn't let up. No, Clea never called whatsoever. What his mom was telling me, he'll come over to the house. I guess he was coming over to see what kind of information they knew. But once I found the information out, that's how they found the information, was through me, that she had a broken neck and a broken spinal cord trauma.
Right.
That's how they got the information, was through me. And then once they came, when I called and sent what happened, then he was over there. Then all of a sudden, from what they told me, he got all sick and wasn't feeling good. And say his aunt was with him or his mama was with him. He wanted to leave. And when he left, they ain't heard no more from him, So, and then when I saw the video, for y'all to beat her, knowing she's not a fighter, for y'all to, I don't know if y'all woke up out of her sleep, to beat her naked like that. Well, while she was naked, for you men to sit in that room and watch her, that girl hit on her like that while she was naked. I mean,
It's
the men in the room. Wait, I mean, do y'all have sisters? Do y'all have a mother? What if someone showed y'all the video like that? A man, someone beating on your mother or beating on your sister naked. How would you feel? And she's not even defending herself because she's not a fighter. You're already bigger than her. She ain't petite, no way no more than about 120, 125 pounds. That's not her style. Her style is not a fighter. Her style is not a fighter. She wasn't raised like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She wasn't raised like that. She was raised to, to have fun and treat people like she wanted to be treated. Laugh. Care for others. And y'all want to take her over there out of her comfort zone and do her that way when she thinking she going over there to have fun. And y'all seen that, to me, it was a setup. So when I was told, the man said they found her sitting up in the chair or either sitting up in the bed. Sitting up in the bed or sitting in the chair with a broke neck and a spinal cord.
Dead? What?
She died at 3 p.m. Now, you said you arrived at that house on that video, you said, at 3:30 something. So if you arrived there, sir, it should have been 12:30 or 12:45. You got there at that house. So evidently she had to be alive when you was there. So in that scenario, you saw the condition that she was in and you saw the bruises that she was, on her. You should have called the medics, or somebody should have called all of y'all. Y'all could have carried her. She ain't about 120 pounds, 125 pounds. But y'all chose not to. Y'all chose to got that thing, got out of there and got her suitcase. And for what our statement says, one of y'all called a taxi cab and went to an airport hotel. Now, I don't know how true all this is, but that's what I'm hearing. And one of you called back to the States and asked somebody what to do.
It's true.
One of you all called back, y'all panicked, and one of y'all asked what to do.
All right, so y'all just heard Shanquella's father speak on the details and everything that he has. Like it was really hard to watch. I really felt terrible for her dad to have to sit up there and search for his daughter because he doesn't have any details, because her friends not only chose to violate her, embarrass her, and I say embarrass because they recorded this, abuse her in the manner in which they did, and then to leave her at the same time, like yeah, that's terrible that he had to get on the phone and literally hunt his daughters down. Thank God that an angel was able to answer the phone when he did call the second time to get details about his daughter and to also learn the truth about his daughter. And shout out to whoever that person is, because it seems like that person did their job when I may feel like the other folks didn't do their job, right? When it came down to doing the little initial investigation or whatever. I mean, I am just a bit confused though, because how the daddy says it sounded like they left his daughter there. Like whoever came into the room, the nurse, whoever came in there, they found her in the living room area and she had her night clothes on and she was just sitting up there, just laid up there with a broken neck and whatever else she's dead. So y'all just prop this baby up. Y'all just propped her up, ready for whoever to come in there and check on her. So were y'all there or not there at the room? Because now it sounds like they left her. So did y'all just prop her up for somebody to come in and see about her, and then y'all just left her there? Because duh, we know you left her there in Mexico because y'all made it back. But then my question is, when the medical people came in to administer help, were y'all already gone? That's my question, because if that is or is not the case, where did we get alcohol poisoning from? Did y'all call, have 911 come there or something, and then say, hey, it was alcohol poisoning is what you said on the phone? So they just took y'all word for it, saw her, and just, oh yeah, she's not here, she's not alive, let's go ahead and pack her up and then let's get up out of here, right? But I would think if y'all called the authorities, somebody would have still been there by the time they got there. Not so much as the authorities, but medical assistance. We would have thought that y'all would have at least had been there. Like, that's confusing. And then not y'all sitting up there calling back to America, according to the dad, asking what should we do? What should we do? But the whole time on the phone with the girl mama up there lying about stuff, girl, didn't want to turn around and tell her she gone. Like, girl, y'all are child. And then the daddy, shout out to him for having common sense to sit up there and see that Nazir's story was not adding the up. It's so much that's not really making sense. Girl, the timelines are not adding up. 1 minute she's laying up there just dead when they walk in. Then another minute somebody saying she was breathing. They was rubbing her hair, playing soft music, doing all this and that. Like, baby, that don't even sound right. It don't even sound like you had enough time to do all of that. Who is thinking when they first arrive and they learn that somebody is ill? Who is thinking to just start playing some damn soft music? Now, okay, I was with you when you probably said you was rubbing her head, staying by her, checking on her, making sure she was good. But playing soft music, are you okay? Who the hell got time for that? If you saying you arrived at whatever time you arrived, which ain't adding up, because like the dad said it was 3:30, whereas they saying that she died at 3:00. And then they're saying it was 15 minutes after the incident. Was it 15 minutes after the incident, or was it 15 minutes after the call? Was it 15 minutes after the call that y'all sat up there and arrived and then realized, oh, she has absolutely no pulse, checked out certain vitals, checked out her eyes and stuff, and then realized, oh, this baby has passed away? So then, boom, 15 minutes later after arriving or whatever, y'all went ahead and notated whatever you notated, boom, boom, boom. Because some things is off with that timeline too. But Nazir, baby, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you, baby. I don't trust none of y'all hoes that would sit up there and leave this woman. And then what's killing me, Nazir, is you up here talking about, and you know, he said something that was key in his video too. That boy said, it's deeper than what y'all think. Those are his exact words. And I truly wonder to this day, what does he mean by that? It's deeper than what we think. What is the deeper part? I can't wait to find that out, because not you sitting over there rubbing her head and all this other stuff because she's sick, she throwing up, but then acting like, because you didn't mention this in your video. You didn't mention the knots that she had upside her head. You didn't mention the busted lip and all of that, like her parents said and also captured photos of. You feel what I'm saying? So, baby, it's a not adding up. It's the math. Damn show ain't mathing, girl. Okay, the multiplication still ain't working. The subtraction is not working for me. Okay, the addition, division, geometry, baby, the physics is not adding up. Okay, but I cannot wait till they add y'all up and send y'all right on down to whoever y'all need to talk to. Go on, collect them statements, continue to interrogate, because somebody gonna crack and it's gonna be a whole lot of flipping going on. Do you hear what I say? All right, so I just wanted to bring you guys the latest update. I also wanted to highlight, from what I'm understanding, is that Shanquella's family has started a GoFundMe for her. I do believe it was her sister that put this GoFundMe up. It is up under Shanquella Robinson family. Okay, her sister. It looks like they're looking for about $100,000 for legal expenses and other critical needs. But so far, from what I've seen, they've gained about 18,000 of the 100,000 that they are seeking. Okay, the GoFundMe reads, "My name is Quilla Long, the sister to Shanquella Robinson. My beautiful sister, hashtag Shanquella Robinson, recently went on a trip to Cabo, Mexico with people she believed were her friends. During this trip, she was found dead. Her associates claim she died of alcohol poisoning, but the death certificate from the Mexican government contradicts this statement, as it reveals a broken neck and a cracked spine, and the time of death, which is 15 minutes after she sustained these injuries." Let me come on camera real quick, because she said something that kind of like made me be like, bing, 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 bing. So if the medical person came and said that she suffered this, trauma to her body, which led to her death, 15 minutes after the incident, that again makes me wonder, y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all this. Well, a lot of y'all that feel like, oh, the incident took place that morning. Let's say the incident happened at 8 o'clock that morning. It makes me wonder, did Miss Girl actually pass away at 8:15 that morning? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Like, did she, like, so my other question is, Mr. Nazir, with the statement you was giving, were you rubbing a corpse at this point? Were you rubbing on a body and playing music to a body at this point? Because now that's how I'm looking at it. Right? They're saying that, oh, she died at 3 p.m. or whatever like that. Is that really, like, did that really happen? But a lot of people are looking at, the outside or whatever, from the window and stuff, from the fight and stuff. So they're like, oh, that fight took place. Like, the fight could have took place the night before, or it could have took place earlier that morning. I just have questions that need answers, because if she died 15 minutes after, say, an incident and trauma to her body, was that way before he got there? Was that way before? Like, was it? Because I feel like he was lying either way. Some in his story ain't right, but I'm trying to figure out, when did she die? So did he get there within 15 minutes of the incident happening, and then she died 15 minutes later? Because him telling that story don't add up either, with him doing the timing of when he got to the villa versus him doing all this caretaking that he was doing. And then next thing you know, she slowly passed away or whatever. It's not making sense. So just like that mama said earlier in the video, the mother said, "I believe that she was already gone. Mama, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I believe that too." And I feel like that's very critical information for them to say 15 minutes after the incident, from my understanding, right? 15 minutes afterwards, that mean that baby that fight or that trauma could have happened to her 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and she died immediately 15 minutes after. If somebody break your neck, you're not going to last that much longer after that. Right. Well, I guess because I feel like some people have had broken necks and they've survived. So it depends on the type of trauma to that broken neck. So if that broken neck probably affected a windpipe or did whatever, yeah, I feel like the girl had been dead the whole day. Like, Greg got me, girl, I'm just, I want to fight a little bit, girl. And I can't be doing that, because clearly that's what they got folks in this situation they in now. But girl, I just cannot wait. Girl, I cannot wait until y'all always got God. Because it's the audacity to go back to her family and lie for me. Okay, it's not adding up. Let me know your thoughts down below, but let's keep going. All right. They're saying that it reveals a broken neck and a cracked spine at a time of death, which is 15 minutes after she sustained these injuries. So when I hear the daddy talking about her being laid up in the bed or whatever, or propped up in the living room or whatever with her clothes on and stuff, that makes me feel like when the nurse arrived, the girl was already gone. She was already gone. Okay. And based on what the coroner, whoever the person was that did the autopsy and looked at her and checked her out or whatever, probably realized, like, based on the time zone of how long her body has been sitting and her system had been shutting down, she must have passed away 15 minutes after incident. So, and they just labeled, oh, it's three. It was at 3 o'clock. It was at 3 o'clock, but maybe, girl, I just got a lot of questions, girl. We'll be diving into this all day because I'm trying to figure out where the 15 minutes came from. Did it come from the nurse or did it come from the person that had the body, that did the autopsy, to learn additional details as they really got inside of the body to see what was going on? Okay, let's keep going. The sister says the United States State Department released a statement claiming no clear evidence of foul play, yet there is a video circulating of a woman violently attacking Shanquella. This statement is unacceptable and we are beyond devastated. We continue to fight for the truth. We face a tremendous, unexpected financial burden and a great deal of pain as we prepare to lay my sister to rest. Okay. Any support you can contribute to our legal fees and other critical expenses is greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance for all of your support. Okay, so that's what the sister is saying. They are working on a GoFundMe. We are learning that the case was initially opened up as a femicide, and then it has quickly turned over to a homicide. Okay, I believe a lot of the people's words and everybody talking and applying pressure is what led to the femicide. The more they start seeing more of the footage and things leak out, that's when it was like, okay, some stuff not adding up. Oh, you got an autopsy report. Oh, so it ain't had nothing to do with alcohol. Oh, okay. So then, yeah, that's going to be a homicide there. That's going to be a homicide. And guess what, y'all little dummies? All of y'all are accessories to a crime, whereas one or two of you may have committed it. Girl, I cannot wait to find out these details so that we can bring some justice to this girl. And I just pray it don't fall on deaf ears. I just pray nothing. I don't want them to get away with this. Y'all have gotten away with enough. Understand, please, Father God, do not allow them to get away with this. That's all that I got. I wanted to come to you guys with a quick update, honey. Don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts and comments regarding this crazy situation down below, this sad situation. Okay, I feel like this preventable situation because it didn't have to go down like that. Girl, we got too much stress and drama and other stuff going on in the world. Like, girl, when I go on vacation, the last thing I'm trying to do is fight a where I'm trying to lay out. I'm dark as hell, but I'm trying to get darker in the sun. Like, I'm not trying to be, girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. I done pay my good money to come out here and chill. And you over here trying to throw hands, girl. We are not the same. Okay. And I hate that baby lost her life behind some of y'all BITCH and your bullshit. Okay. But there's them. Again, go ahead, if you're not subscribed to the channel, honey, go ahead and do that. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great jazz. I'm JamiThatsMe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.